Hi, so if you clicked on this video, this means that Spirit has a message for you and what you need to be focusing on. So, I usually don't read for people like on the internet. I usually read for people in person, but I've been guided to read for a specific collective. So if you're here, then I want you to close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, and pick a balloon that resonates the most with you. All of my readings are timeless, so if you're here, you're supposed to be. I do not believe in coincidences, and neither should you. Everything is a synchronicity because everything's happening at once. Okay, great. Okay, talk to you soon. See you at your reading. Okay, so if you chose pile 1, then you want to know what you need to focus on. And pile 1, you know, 2 things. The first thing is that the song that came to mind was Best I Never Had by Beyonce. And you chose pink. So both of those things, like Beyonce, the fact that, you know, you're very much so in a position of just moving on, you know, like it's more like you're feeling yourself, but in a way that's really self-empowering. Like you're probably wanting to like, you know, do nice things for yourself, pamper yourself, because you feel like, you know, it's important to do that. And so I say all that to say because you haven't been doing that. So what you need to focus on right now is self. That's really what's coming up right now. Like you really just need to focus on ways to make yourself feel happy, because I feel like pile number 1, you were probably even subconsciously wanting to be, you know, you wanted to give your power away. Right? Because I feel like as humans, like a lot of the time we give our power away in hopes of stability. Like it's like a trade-off, right? Like we think it's a trade-off. Like, oh, I'm gonna let this person take advantage of me because I know that I can handle it. Like fuck that. You don't have to. And you realize that. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and slow down the energy because I'm getting a lot of energy right now. So pile 1, this is telling you 2 things. The fact that I'm getting so much energy from you. Number 1, you've been holding back. And number 2, you know you've been holding back. So you're a little upset with yourself. So what you need to focus right now is just feeling more of this energy. I want you to, well, not I, but Spirit, you know, like you're supposed to be in an energy of feeling loved, loving on yourself, spreading that love to others, just being in that loving energy, because that's exactly what Spirit wants from you. Okay, so let's start getting into the cards. And I got the Magician, so I got the bottom of the deck, which automatically tells me that you're in an energy of like co-creating with Spirit. You're creating, you're alchemizing. That's it. You're going from one energy to another. You were kind of sad and you weren't feeling the best of yourself. Like you weren't like maybe you were a person that like used to in the past, however many years ago, or like a few weeks ago, or whatever the situation was. You're a person that really cared about like just taking time to like look good, you know, like taking a second to plan out your outfit instead of throwing something on, or washing your hair like, you know, instead of throwing it in a bun, like actually like taking the time to do your hair. And like you found yourself running away from that, or not being in those kind of like that's because, you know what it is, it's like when you ever noticed when like you're doing something for yourself, it's almost like a meditative kind of experience. Like you're like, oh shit, like I really needed to paint my toenails because I paid attention and I stopped worrying about everything else going along, and now I can walk outside and wear sandals because I finally did my like, you know, stuff like that. So I feel like pile number 1, you're just in a position of really understanding yourself, and so you're changing the way you used to be behaving, or what you weren't doing for yourself, and now you're doing it for yourself. And that's the energy that Spirit's putting you on. So what you need to focus on is pampering yourself. Get into that Empress energy. Okay, we're gonna start moving on. So the Hierophant and the Page of Swords. So I really feel like this is you kind of like making a new commitment to yourself, because that's what it is, right? Like think about skin routines, right? You're not gonna get perfect poreless skin after like a couple of washes with Dove soap. It just doesn't happen like that, babe. You gotta keep doing it, you know? You gotta keep working at it. And I feel like making those small commitments to yourself will really allow you to have the things that you want. Because I feel like pile number one, you're a really hard worker, and were not before seeing the fruits of your labor, but now you're starting to like kind of get a glimpse of it. And Spirit is saying, you know, a great way to be able to handle all the good stuff and big stuff coming to you is making small commitments to yourself. So pile number one, what you need to focus on is what things can you do that'll like help raise your vibration. What can you do daily to raise your vibration? What I just say, I said it. The Empress energy, right? Like that's exactly where you need to be. You need to be in Queen of Wands, exactly. Very much so. I love myself. I'm proud of myself. I am passionate. Say lots of self-loving affirmations. So all this shit that you just went through, pile number one, was to get you in a position where you can be like, wow, I went through that. I learned those lessons, and now I'm going to move forward in my journey. I've learned how to cope with being upset. Because for some of you, this might be about a person, and this person really hurt you, and you're like, well, you know, I really wanted this to be forever, but it doesn't look like it's going to be forever, but it's okay, because all the times that you weren't there for me, I figured out how to be there for myself. So listen, pile one, shit. Like you just did a complete 360 on this person, and you're doing it almost effortlessly because you're the Empress, because it comes from within. So what you need to focus on is just like doing those little things for yourself. Make yourself feel like that bitch, because you know you're the Queen of Wands. So what you need to focus on is like, what little thing do you need to do? So like, let's say, let's pull some cards to be more specific. And I feel like, I don't know. We're going to do the right way. Just because I grabbed it. So that's the thing about mediumship, pile number one. If you are a medium, or if you're someone who is really spirituality, super intuitive, you'll kind of find that like what just happened to me, like I just grabbed the deck and I was trying to debate which one I wanted, but my hands naturally just grabbed that one. It's like sometimes Spirit will, you know, move your body in places. I feel like that's a message for someone, and like you kind of experience it but you don't realize it, but like kind of just happened. That's Spirit, you know. And the purer you keep your energy, I just feel like the more you'll be able to notice it, you know, because Spirit doesn't really show you things when you're not in a position to receive it. So you want to raise your, and that's why I'm getting a lot of like raise your vibration energy here, because I feel like as you raise your vibration, Spirit is going to start speaking to you more and showing you more about, you know, where you need to be going or how you're going. Because I feel like you're kind of blocked, pile one. Like that's why you're here. Because like I see in your reading you're doing pretty well, but you're here because you need that confirmation, and that lets me know that you don't feel 100% confident. And you know, I mean, sometimes you want to watch a real reading, you know, just check in. I get it, but you know, if you were feeling a little insecure or feeling like you're not really sure where you're going, but like you know you're going somewhere, like you know you're on the right track, but it kind of feels a little uneasy because you're in the middle of shifting. Like I pulled the you had the Magician at the bottom of your deck, which is like, you know, the overall. So you're getting an energy of alchemizing, so you can't really see very clearly, but you know what's going on. This is a confirmation for that. So this is for someone, because I'm just like channeling like crazy right now. This is for somebody. Anyways, moving on. So what was I even clarifying again? Oh, what exactly like could you be doing to focus this energy? What could you be doing? What could pile one be doing to raise their vibration? What advice do you have, Spirit, for pile number one to raise their vibration? Yeah, okay. I'm look, babe, hold on. Wait a second. You see this? This is the 7 of Pentacles. And that's all about nurturing, right? Look at the way that he's looking at his garden. That's the way Spirit wants you to look at your projects. That's the way Spirit wants you to look at the little things that you're doing. I just heard shoe game. So like maybe you need to go buy some shoes that'll make you feel better. But like I'm just feeling anything that'll make you I just saw like black boots in my head too. So like maybe that's for someone, or maybe you just bought some black boots and they make you feel like that bitch. If that's for you, then that's for you. But I feel like, you know, Spirit is just asking you just to keep, Spirit wants you just to meditate in the Empress energy. Breathe it in. Like, I feel like you just fought a long battle, and Spirit just wants you to focus on the fact that you fought, and now you can relax, girl. Breathe. That's another message. Breathing and meditating will always bring you back to this Empress energy. Look at that. You know, it will always bring you back to that energy because, you know, it's the Empress doesn't exist in a lower vibration. She's every queen. So just get in there. All right, pile one. I feel like that's pretty good for your message. Yeah, I feel like that's what you need to focus on. Focus on, you know, remembering who the fuck you are, pile one, and that's just on, you know, well, period. Bye. Hi, pile two. So, okay, what you need to focus on. So, like, as I was tapping into your energy, the very first thing that came to my head is Right Round by Flo Rida featuring Ketcha. Can you believe his name was Florida, but he just put a space in between? Moving on. So, okay, so pile two. I had to take a second because there's a lot of distractions and things going on. But that's exactly why I had to calm down your energy, because immediately the first song that I got was Flo Rida. Like, that's crazy. Which tells me that you're probably in an energy that's really distracting. So I'm connecting with someone who needs to actually focus. Because I feel like there's a lot of things that are kind of blocking your mind's eye. Okay. So I had to put on some Native American, like, flute tunes to kind of get my energy back. I feel like pile number two, you need to focus on grounding. Like, immediately. I feel like there's a lot of either you or energy around you has just been very excited. Okay, so I feel like you just got something that you wanted, or like okay, so the reason I was like so quiet just now is because like I was just feeling a lot of kind of like overthinking energy. Like, I feel like what you need to focus on are like ways to create peace in your life. Okay, so like I don't know if you clicked onto pile one's reading, but like the energy here is drastically different from pile one's reading. Like, I feel like this is like a completely different but the fact that pile one kind of just came up like lets me know that you're kind of flip-flopping. So like I feel like sometimes you're in an energy that you're like really like excited and like happy, but then like, you know, a few moments later you can be in an energy that's pretty like, well, let's just say that they're not self-empowering thoughts, you know, like they don't necessarily have to be like bad thoughts, but they're not that great. But anyways, I see that you're manifesting something here. Okay, okay, this is so weird. I'm getting that, like, there's, like, a friend around you that, like, you really care about, and they really care about you. But, like, so what you need to focus on, I feel like if maybe you need to focus on your friendships more, maybe you need to focus on, like, your relationships in general. I think that a lot of the reasons that you're going from, like, feeling like really high energy to feeling like really low energy, it's because, like, you're not having an emotional stability, and, like, having those healthy connections can, like, really help with creating that. Yeah, okay, so what happens is when you're not in an energy of, like, balance to give and receive, you're not going to be able to receive, and then you get frustrated because you're like, I keep giving but I'm not receiving. So I think that, because I'm getting a lot of, like, very calming energy, like, I'm getting lots of love, lots of emotion, and very, like, calm emotion. So maybe, like, something happened, but, like, now you're seeing, like, the other side of it, and you're just learning where to, like, ground your energies. And I feel like you're putting a lot of your energy into overthinking about the relationships in your life. But I do see that you kind of have a more clarity, like, on, like, you know, the other side, you know, type of thing. Like, it's, I don't know, I feel like there's just, like, so you can be an air sign, you can be someone with a lot of, I'm getting, like, the Libra placements, the Emperor just flew out, so maybe Aries. But I'm feeling, like, a lot of energy that isn't, not to say that Libras and Aries aren't grounded, but these are signs that are a lot more, like, Libra's a cardinal sign and Aries is a fire sign. So there's a lot of initiation, lots of action, and, like, and how you usually are, like, you're usually a person that doesn't really like to take the back seat. You'd much rather, like, go after it. And I feel like because you're not doing that, because you're kind of taking the passive role and just, like, you know, like, you know, how about this? You know you're supposed to, so you're finding ways to ground yourself, and that's what you need to focus on. That's what Spirit's telling you. And you know that already because I got the High Priestess here. So you're probably someone who is very spiritually inclined, and you kind of just need that confirmation, because I feel like there's this energy of you not really being able to see what's going on directly in front of you, but you know that something's going on directly in front of you. And the more you ground your energy, the more you are going to understand what's going on. It's more like understanding your emotions. So I'm definitely getting that if you aren't, I'm getting, like, Libra, like, again, like, lots of Libra energy and lots of water energy too. So you could have water elements in your sun, moon, and rising, or even in your Venus and Jupiter, because we're talking a lot about relationships, and I think that that might definitely play a part in it as well. Also, I'm getting, like, 11th house, so, like, maybe this has to do with, like, you know, like, your community or your family, or like a group of people that you hold to a pretty high esteem, or, like, you know, you're just in a position of just, like, you know, you're kind of taking the back seat, and Spirit's going to reward you for that, because you're just really supposed to take this time to just ground yourself. You know, what can bring you back to center when you get too in your head? What can bring you back to center when you're overly in your emotions? Yeah, so what you need to focus on. So I think that you need to focus on just creating a balance between, you know, what you want for yourself and then what you want for your relationships. Like, the type of people you want to be with, the kind of energy you want to hold. Just be very, you know, it's really about protecting a lot. Like, I'm getting a lot of protecting your emotions, protecting your feelings, protecting your like, mental clarity, because I'm getting a lot of, like, emotional stability here. So I feel like you're really creating what's happening right now is you're creating a lot of self-love within yourself. And, like, as you're doing this, you know, you're you know, Spirit's asking you to do this by grounding your energy. That's really all I'm getting for this pile. So I really hope that resonated. some advice, I guess, would be to find, like, write a letter to yourself. You know, I feel like that's always really grounding, to kind of, like, see what you would say to yourself, because, I mean, we can say things in our head all the time, but, like, some of the stuff that we hear in our head isn't really ours, you know? Sometimes it's something that we heard in our subconscious, you know? Sometimes it's something that we saw on TV that's playing in our subconscious, or maybe it's you know, you're hanging around with somebody and, you know, who knows? Maybe you're psychic and you're telepathic and you're hearing other people and stuff. I don't know, but I just feel like you're very much so in a position of just grounding that energy and just, you know, staying in a very balanced place so that you can, you know, because I was saying that in Piles 1 reading too, is that, you know, spirit can't really show you things until you're in an energy to see it. And I feel like you're in an energy to see it. So you're just finding ways to just keep yourself balanced. So I would just look up different techniques to really ground your energy. Maybe try some manifestation techniques, write a letter, do a ritual, burn some sage, burn some palo santo. You know, little things like that that'll really help you to, you know, feel more comfortable with self. Because I'm getting a lot of that. I'm getting a lot of people pulling on your energy. So make sure you see yourself in the white light and just protect. And another mantra that I do a lot, just to feel more in my power, is I call all of my energy back to me from all dimension, time, and space. So maybe that's something for you. Okay, thank you, pile number 2. And take a nap too, because like I'm like feeling tired, like in your energy. So take a nap, relax. Okay, bye. Okay, so if you chose the yellow balloon, you're on pile number 3, and pile number 3, the song that came to my head was Torn. I think it's Torn by Fantasia, like torn in between the two, because I really want to be. I'm gonna look it up for you right now. No, it's the Toya Luckett. Torn by the Toya Luckett. Okay. But what I got from that song was like, the lyric is like, something's telling me I should leave, but like I feel like it's the something's telling me part that is what we were here for, like what you need to focus on is the something that's telling you. So I feel like this is spirit telling you that you need to focus on what spirit is telling you, you know, like really just taking a moment to just listen to what your guides are saying. And I'm gonna use a different lyric. Because I feel like maybe you haven't been grounded enough to listen, so what you need to focus on are the messages that Spirit's trying to tell you. I feel like I just saw a vision of a red cardinal, and I also saw a vision of like plants. So like maybe Spirit has been giving you signs like in nature that you've kind of just been like, oh wow, look at that, a butterfly. And like not like looking at, like not like taking the moment to just like understand the spiritual meaning behind it, and maybe you're missing some of the omens that Spirit is trying to tell you. So Spirit, what is pile number 3 you need to focus on? Hearing mother, so maybe your mom. Maybe if you're a mom, you need to focus on your kids. Maybe that's something that's coming up. I mean, that's also a scenario for someone maybe out there that like maybe you're torn between like in a situation, and Spirit's telling you just to focus on you and your kids. I'm just getting like a lot of like different like flashes of energy. So pile number 3, I feel like what you need to focus on. Okay, you need to focus on pile number 3. What does pile number 3 need to focus on? Cool. Okay. Pile number 3. Okay. So pile number 3, you're overall at the 7 of Wands. So what you holding back for, pile number 3? Okay, so we have the World here. So I feel like you're either completing a cycle or you're entering a new cycle of karma. Could be good, could be bad. Karma is relative. Karma just is. But you're definitely moving in an energy that, you know, you kind of completed a set of karma, or maybe something like something you've been holding on to for quite a while. And you know, you're kind of at like the happy point about it. You know, you've done a lot of healing. I'm getting lots of healing, and I'm getting like, you know, you're kind of completing a lot of your goals. You really feel like you're moving in an energy that is best for you. I feel like your career is going pretty well. I feel like you're really figuring out how to balance life. You're really understanding that you are a spirit of, you know, you're part of the divine. I feel like that was the cycle that you completed, which is recognizing you know, what it means to really, you know, to be a spiritual being having a human experience. So if that doesn't resonate for you, then I feel like you're really in a position of recognizing your own divinity, you know, which is basically the same thing. So if that doesn't resonate for you, then it probably isn't your pile. But I think that you're kind of guarded though too, because I feel like you went through a pretty tough cycle, and now that you're kind of getting what you want, you feel a little vulnerable. But I think that, you know, Spirit keeps urging you to pay attention to the signs and the omens and everything that they're giving you, because they're telling you, you know, that everything is going to be okay, and to follow that path. So you don't have to be in that 7 of Wands energy. You don't have to feel like you don't have to feel like you have to protect yourself, because you're already protected. You know, it's kind of like walking in faith, and that's the reason why you had to go through those experiences, because with the Star card here, I just feel like there's just a lot of karma that you had to balance out. There's a lot of enlightening that had to happen. There's a lot of like old patterns that you kept repeating, and it was frustrating you, but you finally figured out like what makes you happy and what are the things that aren't making you happy. Like, it's like, I don't know, I heard poison. So like, as I was looking at these 9 of Cups, like, maybe you had 13 cups and you got rid of all the other ones because they were poison. And that's just like an analogy for the type of emotions excuse me, the type of emotions you were carrying for a while in that last cycle. Excuse me. Okay, so my throat is coming, so this tells me that you finally spoke up about a truth. You finally were, because I keep getting vulnerable every time I look at the Star card. I keep hearing the word vulnerable. So I feel like you were vulnerable about something, and like, you know that the saying like the truth will set you free. Well, it did, and that's why you're kind of like hesitant for this next step in your journey. But Spirit keeps telling you to focus on the signs, focus on the synchronicities. When you're outside, you'll probably see little things like like maybe butterflies, spiders, birds. I'm just getting lots of birds. Like every time you have like a prophetic thought, or if you have a download or something, like you'll see a bird, or like a bird will fly over you, like things like that. And spirit and birds represent messengers. I guess they're like animal totem. So what you need to focus on? I need more cards for pile number 3. What you need to focus on? I just got numbers. For some of you, the number 7. I saw 3. I saw 7, 3, 7. So maybe that's for somebody. I also saw the color green. Then I saw green twice. So they also represent the heart chakra. So maybe, you know, you went through a lot of like heart chakra clearing, and now you're in a position of actually following that heart chakra. Like, you know, like Spirit speaks to us through our heart. So if you want to understand Spirit, if you want to continue walking on this journey without being so guarded, you have to trust your heart. You have to be, you know, vulnerable enough to understand that you went through what you went through, so that Spirit can teach you and speak to you through your feelings. That's why your heart breaks, so that it can open and you can understand it. Because you can't understand the heart that's closed. Because if your heart chakra is closed, then how is your third eye going to be able to, you know, decipher, you know, moving on. Anyways, the Empress card. So yeah, I'm getting like a lot of healing, and just in what's going on. So Spirit's asking you just to focus on that. Like, you know, and the thing is, what too is like, for me, the Empress kind of represents like Mother Nature. Like, I'm getting that to like a Mother Nature from this card right now. So I feel like you're just really protected, and if you just open your eyes for a little while, every time you feel stuck, you'll realize that you're not that stuck. So what you need to focus on. Yeah. Okay. What you need to focus on is like Spirit wants you to, as you continue to like just follow the signs and stuff like that, you're gonna start getting like more inspiration for the different like things that are coming up in your life, and Spirit just kind of wants you just to work with Spirit and like creating those things. So if you have like a plan, or even I'm getting like, just focus on the energy of like what you want to feel. Like if you have like a grand gesture plan of like wanting to have this big beautiful family, then like focus on the feeling of that. Watch some movies that like bring up that feeling. Just try to manifest those things that you want. Or we want a bomb career, watch a documentary of somebody that's in your field that does something like that. Like just things that can help you to really visualize and put all that energy that you're like co-creating in your head out into the universe and with Spirit. So as you can just continue to follow the signs, I feel like you'll be really I was gonna say the word lucky, but like it's not luck when you're working with Spirit, you know, it's divines. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 3. Just to continue focusing on what Spirit is guiding you to do, and I feel like you'll be golden, pony boy. Okay, hope you enjoyed your reading. Hope that resonated.